Hey friends, it has now been exactly 1 full year to the day since I had my C3 through C6 anterior cervical discectomy and fusion surgery, known as an ACDF. I had what's called cervical myelopathy. It was a compressed spinal cord that was shutting off the motor signals from my brain to my right arm, right hand, right leg, right foot. I had lost a lot of fine motor skills, gross and fine motor skills. I was constantly dropping items. I couldn't write, type, brush my teeth, feed myself, button buttons, zip items, use a key and a lock, twist on or twist off lids, you name it. I had to compensate by using my left hand or adaptive methods to get through day-to-day life. I was also tripping quite a bit, grazing doorways and walls, losing my balance constantly. When I went in for my consultation with a neurosurgeon, he noted that I had other symptoms that could not be explained by the compressed spinal cord. I said, "So what does that mean?" He said, "That's for somebody else to answer." I just happened to have a neurology appointment the very next day, which had been set months before. I'm talking almost a year before I had set this appointment because I'd had some subtle signs. And because my mother died from complications from Parkinson's, I thought it was worth checking out. That appointment was the very next day after I met with my neurosurgeon to review our game plan for this. That neurologist said, "These are all signs of Parkinson's." And he ordered what's called a DAT scan to look at the dopamine receptor activity in my brain. And we learned that the left putamen in my brain, which controls a lot of my right side motor function, was most affected. Actually, it's the only area that's affected. And thank goodness that controls no cognitive functions at all. So I went into the surgery a year ago today, knowing that the surgery would resolve some issues, but not all. I was eager to find out where that overlap took place, how much could be resolved with the surgery, and then how much was going to be my fate with Parkinson's. Plus, the surgery had no guarantee of reversing anything. The goal of the surgery was simply to arrest the progression of the cervical myelopathy. I followed every single post-surgical instruction exactly as prescribed to me. I lifted no more than 10 pounds for 10 full weeks, no bending, lifting, twisting, pushing, pulling. I was in a cervical collar for several weeks. I was sleeping upright. I was doing all my physical therapy. Several more months up to the 6-month mark, no more than 20 pounds. I was heavily reliant on other people. At the same time, I was extremely optimistic because so much of my motor skill had returned. About a month after my surgery, I went back to the neurologist and he prescribed carbidopa levodopa, which helps my brain get dopamine. That started helping with some of the other symptoms. My symptoms with Parkinson's include the fact that my right hand moves very slowly, bradykinesia. My right arm doesn't really swing that much. My right leg is also affected. My right quad gets incredibly rigid to the point where it is painful. I also get what's called dystonia, which is spasming and cramping of my right hand and my right foot, particularly, especially after any type of exertion. It will get stuck pretty much in this position. My right elbow will seize up a little bit, and then my right wrist and hand will get stuck like this, and I need to push it open. And then my right foot will do the same thing. Other common symptoms I have include not blinking as much as other people. I had no idea, but that means that my eyeballs get incredibly dry to the point of being so painful. I'm constantly using artificial tears, and occasionally I need to use a hydrating gel at nighttime. Parkinson's is also affecting my GI system. I won't go into too much detail over that. There's a saying that if you've met one person with Parkinson's, you've met one person with Parkinson's. That's because the disease manifests itself so differently in every single person. And within each person who has Parkinson's, it can differ day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. Some of my friends say, "Oh, it doesn't seem to affect you that much." Let me be clear when I say it is affecting every single aspect of my life. First thing in the morning is rough. I feel like absolute trash first thing in the morning. Think of a time when you have been seasick or some sort of motion sickness, just that awful, clammy, sweaty, hot, barfy, just feeling where you just want to curl up into a ball and die. That's how I am most mornings. And for some reason, my brain does not remember that, oh yeah, it's like this every single day. So this is typical for every morning. I feel like trash. I just feel like I'm gonna throw up or I need to go back to bed. I need to remind myself that this will pass. I'm waiting for my medication to kick in and I need to be up and moving around and that's going to help. But it's like it's like this every morning. It feels like I'm never going to snap out of this and this is how I'm going to feel and look forever. I just need to get up, get out of bed, eat my little crackers to buffer my stomach before I take my medication. So I eat a little bit, drink some water, let that sit in the system, take my medication. Within about an hour, I'm feeling so much better. And then I typically go to the gym after that, and then it's a great day for the most part. A lot of times my dystonia will kick in, so wrist and hand will cramp up, foot will cramp up, maybe my right quad will get super tight. I might limp around a little bit and people go, oh my gosh, I thought you were better. I thought that surgery took care of it. And then I have to explain, no, it's the Parkinson's. It's highly variable. And a lot of people think that Parkinson's is tremors. I don't have tremors. My symptoms are different. I just have the slowness of movement. I have a symptom I need to manage extremely closely. It's called orthostatic hypotension, sudden drop in blood pressure caused from sitting up too quickly. This happens if I'm just sitting up out of a chair, getting out of bed, doing something at the gym where I'm getting up, such as getting off of a rower or getting up from doing burpees or whatever it might be. Occasionally, what happens, my blood pressure will drop and then everything goes black and I feel like I'm about to pass out. So I can sense when this is happening. So I will immediately get myself to the floor, back into the chair, whatever is easiest for me to do without hurting myself. Then I just give myself a minute and then I'm fine. I also sometimes struggle with motor initiation where I want to go, but my body won't go. I'll just get frozen. There is no cure for Parkinson's yet. I'm hopeful. Science has come a long way. What I can do is prolong the progression of it. And the only scientifically proven ways of doing that include nutrition and exercise. I have those completely dialed in. I've been active for pretty much my entire adult life with running ultramarathons and doing CrossFit. In fact, I'm getting ready to go do my semifinals for the adaptive games right now. A lot of people have said, oh, you're so strong. You've got this. You're so strong. You're handling it so well. And my response is usually, yeah, I have to be. I don't have any other choice. I am on my own. I have no safety net. I'm completely dependent on myself for day-to-day living. I also want to be abundantly clear that I'm extremely disciplined. People mistake what I do with motivation and say, I wish I had your motivation. Yeah, I do too. I'm just disciplined because there are certain habits I've been doing long enough to recognize the positive benefits of them, and I can't imagine life any other way. So it's just what I do. Everything from fitness to nutrition to dental hygiene to work ethic, keeping a somewhat tidy house, other professional and academic endeavors. My sleep is my biggest area of opportunity. I've been using a Whoop for the last almost 6 years. It consistently shows that my sleep is inconsistent, it's fragmented. I need to have better sleep hygiene. I need to not take my laptop to bed with me. I recently started using an app that shuts down all social media after 8 p.m. It also limits my time on each social media app every single day. But I have my workaround of using my laptop instead. I need to stop doing that and really, really work on my sleep. Inertia is also a thing for me. I know for a fact from having been home for 6 full months following my surgery last year. I was home recovering from the surgery for 3 months, and then I was working from home for 3 months. It is incredibly easy for me to get in that chair and not get out of that chair. And when I started my medication for Parkinson's and how nauseated that made me feel, I was tempted to just rot in the chair for the rest of my life and call it good. But I can't do that. It's not a death sentence, and at the same time, I can't let it rule my life. It feels like I constantly have a script running in my head as far as medication timing. What else do I have on the calendar that day where I'm going to need my energy? When should I take my medication? Then I need to backwards plan what I'm going to eat, when I'm going to eat it, because my medication is more effective on an empty stomach, but that makes me super nauseated. So I need to eat some carbs to go along with that because protein interferes with it. And as somebody who has consistently had 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every single day for the past 10, 11 years, getting the timing just right, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of planning. I've also had to be incredibly mindful of my energy because the fatigue is real. My body and my brain have to work so much harder to get through basic tasks every single day, and it's exhausting. As somebody who had been a chronic overachiever and overfunctioner, this has turned out to be the greatest gift from the universe to say, slow down. You do not need to do everything. By the way, nobody ever asked you to do everything. And it's okay to ask people for help. And you need to be willing to accept the help in the manner in which it's being given to you. And I'm good with all that, with all the love and the support that I received from some of the most unexpected places during my surgery recovery. I'm so much more willing to ask for help and accept it. So what's been most helpful for me is when people don't make a big deal about it. The friends with whom I spend the most time, I've told them, no need to coddle me. If it looks like I need a hand with something, feel free to say, hey, need a hand? Don't feel the need to just jump on in and save me. The past year with the surgery recovery and managing Parkinson's has made me so much more patient than I ever was in my life, not just with myself, but with other people, retroactively with my mother, with everything that she had going on, and people I've encountered out in public. I used to get frustrated if I got behind somebody walking more slowly than I thought they should be walking, or somebody who seemed like they were shuffling their feet and not even trying to pick up their feet, and they looked totally fine. I am sorry to all those people for ever thinking that, because if you were to look at me, you might go, hey, I'm letting you walk across the street, show some hustle, or my goodness, won't that woman just pick up her feet a little bit? Yeah, I wish I could. I also wish I could do that. As always, thank you all for the love and the support with all of this that's going on, and more to come.